To start, I really liked Paul Lucas's transcript. I thought it was super like cool. It was a different little way of going about it. For my 5 questions, my first one, I chose what surprised me the most. And I said at first I was like really surprised at like the broad honesty. Like I feel like it just like started. And just like starting like that, I feel like that was a lot to take in, but I think that's what brought the raw importance and relevance to the play. It really hit hard, and it definitely made an impact. And the second question I chose was, what did I learn from the play? Basically that being trans has a special meaning to everyone in their own way, and that it's not a term, rather it's an identity rather than a term, and it can be identified as freely as you want to create it. And I really enjoyed that about this production. The third question I chose was, how do you think you could be a better ally to the trans community? I think it's really important to be accepting and positive. These stories show that it was hard for these women to feel who they actually are. And that is a tough battle with yourself. I mean, we all deal with some sort of self-confidence issues and self-identification issues throughout our lifespan, and I think that is just it's the worst, and I can't even imagine, and my heart hurts for them. But these stories show how it is hard for these women to feel who they actually are, and obviously that's a tough battle. They're just like anyone else, and they deserve a helpful community surrounding them and lifting them up. And I feel like that doesn't even just apply to the trans community. I feel like that's just like being a nice human, a genuine human. And I think that's so important. And then the fourth question I chose was I confused by anything? And at first I was a little confused because they just kind of brought out 7 women, and I feel like their stories were kind of similar, but they were all very drastic. But just seeing everyone on stage, or not, I guess not seeing, but reading all of these people being on stage, it was like story after story. And I was kind of confused how obviously I knew like they were all transgender women, but the actual connection and relevance of all of them being there at one time. But as a production, or as I kept reading the play, the stories came together, and it kind of brought like a meaning and a theme. And I think this play really brings up the importance of getting through a whole play and developing a theme, and like not it starting at the beginning, because if they gave us the theme right away, I feel like it wouldn't be as like enticing. And I think that's what this play kind of was, like the 7 individuals, and you're like, oh. And then my 5th question was, what surprised me the most? I was surprised how well the play made me I don't know how to really word this. Not like I have viewed trans women highly, but I think this play put them even higher. It was so heartbreaking and emotional, hearing half their stories and all the things they went through, but it also was very witty and important, and it really like hit home, and how we can kind of identify with them as well. And then my question for the class is, how would you have told these women's stories? Would you have done it differently than Paul Lucas, or would you have a couple, like, I don't know, maybe the 7 individuals differently?